Everybody.
Everybody likes our guest tonight too.
Yeah, they
Tony
do.
Lowe.
We
Tony,
think so.
welcome back.
Hey, and it's great to be here. I think the last time I was here was almost 4 years ago.
It
Really?
has been a while.
You haven't changed a bit,
Well, thank you.
except you have a pick growing out of your lower lip.
Well, I've seen a doctor about this.
Yes.
It's-
So how's life been treating you?
It's been okay. It's been a little hectic lately, and
We have 2 kids, right?
I do.
Okay,
I
that
did.
explains it.
I sold them.
Good job.
Okay,
They were-
let's talk later about that market.
Yeah, I
okay.
was losing too much hair. I said I can't do this.
And how old
Okay.
are these kids?
My daughter is 16 now,
Oh.
and my son is going to be a teenager on March 1st. He's going to be 13.
Okay, the bourbon is right there. You see?
Well-
I'm going to go right for the bottle now.
Okay.
Tony, we like to jump in and just start with a song. So whatever you'd like to play, we'd love to hear.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I told you guys, but I have a new EP coming out. In fact, it's being printed up right now at disc makers, and it'll be available on digitally. And it's called Really Real, and it's sort of like an extended EP because it's got 6 songs on it. I'm going to
Okay.
play the 6 songs tonight first.
All right.
And this is the first song off of the album called Big Warm. I think I may have played this here last time, but I wrote this during the pandemic. We'll save our fishing for another day. Have to get away from here. Off to the city, this is nowhere. Can't say I really care. Being chained to the past. Wrought iron furniture rusts in the rain. There's nothing to gain hanging round here. I am confused and life's a mystery. Can there be reverie out into the unknown? Riding out the storm, riding out the storm. Safe at being warm, just riding out the storm. In a couple of years, where will I find myself? Is there love? Riding out the storm, riding out the storm. Safe at being warm, just riding out the storm. A dark leviathan floats in the haze, then it fades away from sight. There's new horizons that are calling me. I've just gotta be waiting at the right door. Riding out the storm, riding out the storm. Safe at being warm, just riding out the storm. Riding out the storm, riding out the storm. Safe at being warm, just riding out the storm.
We'll let that beautiful Guild guitar ring out as long as it wants to.
It's riding out the storm, too.
That's a good sounding guitar. How long have you had that one?
About a year.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. In fact, one of the songs I'm going to play in a few minutes, Garden of Shambles, I wrote on this song. But I wanted also to add that I recorded my EP with Doug, Doug Davis in
No,
Winston-Salem.
I don't.
He has a studio called Flytrap Music, so I recorded it.
So is it just you on it, or were there other people also?
A couple of other people on it. I played, most guitars. I played bass. I had a drummer.
Nice.
Doug played a lot of the instruments. A friend of mine played piano on one song. So it was really fun, and I started recording it 2 years ago, and I just finished it like last month.
Wow.
Now it's being pressed up.
And you're playing out Triad Way tomorrow or Sunday, aren't you? At one of the songwriters' circles?
Yeah, I'm at the Scuppernong Books.
Oh,
with
that's a good one.
Scup
Yeah.
On Sunday. The weather's too. I hope people are there because it's supposed to rain and it's also Super Bowl Sunday. So I'm just crossing my fingers.
You might be surprised how many people show up at songwriter events on Super Bowl Sunday, because there's a whole mess of people who can find nothing they want to watch on television.
Oh, okay.
And
Well, thanks,
downtown
Bob.
Greensboro at Scuppernong, that is a cool place to be.
It is.
Yeah, I've been to several. I played at one like a year ago, but yeah, it's really cool. So you three people are definitely invited if you want to make
thank
a
you.
trek over to Greensboro. Here's the title song for my EP. This is called Really Real, and I wrote this also back during the pandemic when it was becoming evident that this pandemic was not going away. I was
Sticking
like,
around.
Man, it's like really real. It's sticking around. And I thought, wow, yeah, really real. It's only almost like the same words, just an extra ly. So anyway, I wrote this, and this is, as I said, the title song. It's also the second song on the EP. We move in light, connected by the shadows between the trees. That's where we are. And what's here today is not for the taking. And windows to the past, they point the other way. It's all starting to get really real. I'm yearning for the day we start to heal. I toss and turn in bed every night now, awake between my dreams, but answers never come. Images flash through my mind like angry dancers. Hey, I just want to learn how to sleep again. It's all starting to get really real. I'm yearning for the day we start to heal. It's a slow dance of suicide, so keep your eyes wide open. You know the seeds they're sowing won't last long. It's all starting to get really real. I'm yearning for the day we start to heal. Anger and fear have gripped the hearts of many good folks who look the other way. But there will come a time when pride takes a tumble, and then all shall see the price we have to pay. Do, 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 do. And that's really real.
Right, Tony Lowe with another song from his upcoming EP of the same title, Really Real. And Tony, this will be out there on all the regular streaming services, I guess.
It will be out on it should be released around March 1st, and it will be available on all streaming services. There's a physical CD you can get too. There's even Tony Lowe T-shirts you can get. Who would not want a Tony Lowe T-shirt?
I'm a medium.
Nobody I know. And you're also going to have a kind of a release event?
I'm having a CD release party. I'm glad I can plug that. It's on Saturday, March 9th. At 7 o'clock at Common Grounds in Greensboro.
Oh, that's
Another
also a good spot.
fantastic event.
And the thing I love about Common Grounds now is it's better than it used to be because they built a stage, a pretty decent
I was aware of that,
stage
yeah.
for the performers. So it's not like you're just sort of like standing on the floor looking out into,
Yeah.
the rest of the room. They built a nice stage, so it's like a pleasure to perform there.
Cool.
So that's March 9th. Common Grounds in Greensboro. And it's the Common Ground. Now, I got to be careful here because there are two Common Grounds. There's one downtown on Elm Street. It's not that one. It's the one on Elam. Where
Common Grounds
the original.
on Elam.
Yeah,
If
Elam.
you-
It's the original location.
Yeah, if you're driving out past UNCG, like you head west out of UNCG, you'll cross it. You'll pass it.
Don't cross Common Grounds.
Yeah.
They will cut you.
Good to know.
So, Tony, when you're in there recording this record, these songs were all ready to go, or did things change once you got in the studio?
They were mostly ready to go. On one song I'm going to play after the next one, and I'll explain to you. I added this piano, this breakdown in the song where I added piano and then had the drums come in, and I didn't plan that originally. But as I listened to the rough mix and I listened to the song, I was like, it just popped into my head. I was like, this would be really cool. But I'll explain more in depth. But I'll play you this song. This is called Garden of Shambles, and I wrote it on this guitar about a year ago. And this song is just one of those songs that comes to you that you just got to get out of the way and let it write, because this was written on after my wife had a couple of deaths in her family.
Ouch.
It was pretty tragic at the end of 22, I guess. She basically lost her brother, her father, her brother, and her mother within 6 months.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was just an overload of grief and tragedy. And I got this guitar, and I guess this guitar tapped into something. It was like, whoa, all right, just write. So this is called Garden of Shambles, and this is also on the Really Real EP, of course. And it's got really nice orchestration on it too. Come back to me and into my heart. Come back to me, we will make a new start. Won't you come back to me, is what I pray. Come back to me, we will find a new day. You can try, but you're never gonna find all the love you think that you're made for. Though you think I will never go away, you can hide, but you can't remain inside. We were made for better tomorrows. We have forged a vision of our own. Come back to me and into my heart. Come back to me, we will make a new start. Won't you come back to me, is what I pray. Come back to me, we will find a new day. Time goes fast like a freight train rolling past, left behind a garden of shambles. Walk away, never wanna see it again. But when they leave, you will hide away and grieve, though you know no one could do better. And the path you once shared now is yours alone. Da 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 da, da da da. Seems so wrong now, the party's left and gone, leaving you to pick up the pieces. Was it just an illusion all along? Come back to me and into my heart. Come back to me, we will make a new start. Won't you come back to me? Come back to me. Come back to me. Thank you.
Tony Lowe live here in the studio. That was a super emotional time to be writing a song, and you've been writing songs for a few years now. Do you find that those super emotional times are times where songs just flow, or have you kind of had to train yourself to listen for it?
It depends, but this one had no trouble coming in at all. I mean, there are times where I'm, writing and I'm trying to write and I can't put two words together because I'm thinking too much. But this, it was just like, wonk. It just all came at once.
Right,
I was like, all right, get the pen, quick, just write. And
that's
out it came.
Advice for all songwriters is be ready to write that stuff down.
Yeah,
you don't know when it's coming.
And it's like just the come back to me and into my heart. That I didn't have to think of that at all. It just came in.
Yeah,
come back to me, we will make a new start. And those are words, if those are lyrics I usually don't write because they're very kind of, I don't know, almost not maudlin, but very kind of sentimental and.
Oh, sure.
And I don't always write that, but I felt this so. I don't know. Maybe it was this guitar just tapped into the ether, the organic Ethernet out there.
Well, yeah, and the concept of Garden of Shambles is evocative itself. It kind of sets the tone.
That's really what it was on the home front because It was just like, my God, how does something like this happen? And my poor wife, it's just, but it affected me very deeply too because I was very close to her.
Because you're a compassionate and empathetic person.
Yeah, and I was very close to her parents. I loved them, very much, and her brother too. And it was just one of those things you can't really explain. But that was the 6 songs on the album, that's probably, it's a beautiful song. And I'm going to send you guys a copy.
Thank you.
If you promise to play it.
We will play it.
And when you hear the orchestration that we came up, that, Doug Davis and I came up with, it's just like, wow, it's a lot more than just the acoustic guitar. It's got live strings on it, not canned strings, like live strings on it.
Like
and
real people playing instruments.
Real people playing instruments, and you can just hear the air in there, and it's just it came out really nicely.
Now, Tony, are you still teaching?
Yes, I am.
And tell us about that. Like, what do you teach? Who do you teach?
I teach in the Guilford County schools. I teach piano at an elementary school.
And so it's elementary. So for most of these children, this is their first instrument?
Yeah.
And I didn't have opportunity to take music lessons when I was in school. How does that?
Oh, I'm
is that
sorry.
an elective, or is every kid get a chance
Every
to do?
kid gets a chance to play violin and piano, and they switch them during the middle of the year.
Is this a public school?
It is.
That's an
It's
astonishing
excellent.
opportunity
It's
for
unusual,
children.
but the thing is, it's a funny story. I started teaching at another school, which was called Peeler Open School for the Performing Arts 20 years ago, and that was a funded arts magnet school in Guilford County. And in 2018, a tornado hit.
I remember
Greensboro.
that.
Remember that?
Yep.
And it hit my school,
Mm-hmm.
knocked it out. It hit my kid's school about a mile away and knocked that out.
Yep.
It was
Of all
McConnell Road,
things.
right?
It's what?
It was over on the east
Didn't it
side.
go right down
It was
McConnell
on the
Road?
east side of the
Yep.
south, I think the southeastern side.
It's out by
of
A&T. I
Greensboro.
remember that.
Right.
And we all got warehouse. We had to go to Bluford Elementary School, which was about a few blocks away, and they carried on the piano and violin program there, and they're building a new arts school where Peeler used to be.
Wow.
So I know we want to get as much music in as we can, but I'm fascinated by little kids having this opportunity.
Yeah.
So do they do scales? Do they do little songs, or what do you do with the?
They do songs. I teach them songs
Nice.
mostly. Yeah, I used to have more time with them when I was at Peeler, because I used to see each class twice a week, but now at this school we're only doing once a week, so there's not a lot of time. I tried to do scales last semester and it just didn't work. It's just
I would hate
there's not
that.
enough time.
So do you ever find out if any of these children carry on with their music and
Yeah.
keep playing?
Yeah, I do. Some of them do. And
That must be
and
really rewarding for you.
Yeah, it is, and a couple of them have reached out to me, through Facebook in years past, and catching me up
Nice.
with what they're doing, and some of them have, continued music.
Well, can I just say, I know that part of Greensboro, too, is especially lucky to have this kind of program, because I know that in the school you teach, I'm pretty sure most kids probably don't have that access to lessons and what have you. So kudos to you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, thanks.
Terrific.
Thanks.
Well, let's play another song, and
Okay.
maybe some of those kids
and
are tuning
I forgot, I
in.
didn't hold up the cake.
It's
Not
not
yet.
time yet. One
Oh,
more,
sorry. Oh, I'm
one more
sorry.
song,
I'm sorry.
and then
Okay.
we will get to
Okay.
our second hour sponsor.
Okay. This is called Smoke Flower, and I really love this song. I wrote this song. It's very kind of trippy. And this
All right.
whole album, this whole EP has got a kind of like a very trippy feel to it. It's very trippy. I said that. Light the seeds in my head, the match ignited the candle. It illumined a hallway, shadows flickered and dangled. Ghosts scattered in the lamplight, their presence receding. We went out to the garden where the stars were all seeing. How far I go, something is there. How will I know if somebody cares? See the head on the turnstile spinning matter-of-factly. How the train came off the track I can't say exactly, but how far I go, something is there. How will I know if somebody cares? how will I know if somebody cares how far I go? Something is there, it's up ahead, I just don't know where. Stormy seas in my daydream, my mind's constantly churning, like a smoke flower fire candle eternally burning. Da 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 da. Na 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 na. That song's got everything in it. Ghosts, heads revolving on a subway turnstile.
It was a little trippy.
Yep.
And you mentioned that tuning is open G.
Open G, yes.
Play just an open chord for us. Ah,
Ain't that purty?
yeah.
Well, is it gear time? It's
Is
gear
that
time.
what we're calling it now? Like the farm report? Wait, I got to keep notes.
Oh, gear time?
Keep up, Kim Lane.
Oh, my God. It's gear time, everybody.
Well, as long as it's gear time, I'm going to ask you about that guitar. That's a little older guitar.
Well, it's funny. This is actually an older guitar.
Really?
This is a '97, and they're
No one
it's
ever
new to
touched
you.
that guitar.
not really. No, it's got a little ding on it, but this is a '98.
Huh.
And they're both made in March. That's March of '97, and this is March of '98.
This one is more played in. I can hear.
Well, I've had
Bob,
this.
do you think so?
I've used this
It
guitar
sounded
a
more
lot.
mellow, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had this guitar like 7 years at least, and I just had this one, the D55, a year.
So
why
that's are they both dreadnought size or
Yes.
that one is? Yeah.
Yeah.
So why did you pick up the second one? Why are you cheating on your first guitar?
I collect guilds. I'm a guild fanatic.
Aha.
Yeah, they really should give me an endorsement because that's all I play now.
Oh, where does someone find that old guild in that beautiful shape?
Reverb.com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's a website where there's all this music stuff and instruments and
Yeah.
things. So
Yeah.
how do you know where did it come from? Like across the country or California or?
This one came from Florida, and that one came from. God, where did that one come from? Not too.
Was there a
Maybe the Midwest or something.
yeah? Is there a return policy? How do you know it's
There's a return policy.
Yeah.
I mean, I bought another one, a DV 6, and when it had arrived to me, this was like 3 years ago. Someone, I guess, had dropped the carton from the back of the truck.
Oh, that's
and
good.
The entire bottom was smashed in. It was buckled right there.
God.
So I got my money back, and
Oh,
I
man.
got another one.
Well, it turned out you got lucky with that one.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, the neck needed a little work, but the guy gave me he was nice. He actually, when I told him about some of the issues with the neck, he gave me a small refund, which was nice. It was appreciated.
So all you had to do was have the neck reset, like with the truss bar and things? Or
Well, no, the neck reset is when they have to remove the neck from the body and that's
adjustment.
It needed basically to have the frets crowned.
Yeah.
Well, that's not so bad.
Yeah, and my luthier actually just did that. It was playing okay when I had it set up, but I thought like this guitar was pretty expensive. I said, this guitar ought to play as much as it costs. So so Kim Showmaker is my he's in Burlington. He's my luthier. Owns a guitar shop, Showmaker Guitars. Plug out for Kim. He's a great luthier. So he
Everyone
charged a
needs
very
good luthiers.
reasonable price to have the crowns crowned and dressed, and it plays great now.
Are the tops of these guitars both spruce?
Yeah, Sitka spruce. But the sides of this is a D30. This is maple,
Yep.
and
Interesting.
this is rosewood. Indian rosewood.
Well, for maple, that thing sounds very. I mean, maple can be very
It
bright.
can be very bright, but the rosewood is a brighter sounding guitar.
Yeah, I think those hadn't been played as
See,
much.
I think the rosewood is more of a mellow, deeper, darker sounding.
Hearing it
Maple's used for
differently.
most violins, and that's why it's favored because it's
Exactly.
that bright sound.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, we have reached the top of the hour. We are WHUP LP Hillsboro, enjoying our time here with Tony Lowe. And Bob, we're so fortunate to have an Hour 2 sponsor.
Oh, here we go.
That's right. Support for the second hour of Past Ahead is sweetly provided by Matthew's Chocolates, 104 North Churton Street, Hillsboro, North Carolina, the finest in chocolate and chocolate accessories for all of your chocolate needs. Every guest on Past Ahead gets a gift of chocolate from Matthew's Chocolates. Tony is modeling his chocolate gift that he gets to
I
walk
can't
home
wait
with
to
tonight.
share this with my family. And I wish I had known that was Matt here before. I would have said hi to him and told him how much I loved his product.
He wouldn't have remembered because I don't think he slept in a couple of days because we have a chocolate holiday coming up next Wednesday and Valentine's Day.
Yes.
And
Yes.
he just stays slammed.
I bet he does. I bet he
Last day to
does.
order for Valentine's Day was Wednesday. So if you haven't gotten your Valentine's Day order in, sorry for that. But you can always stop by first thing in the morning because, they may make a bunch of truffles and put them into 4-piece boxes, but then they have a couple of left over. Well, they go out into the display case out front. So occasionally you can walk out during these super busy times and find some cool stuff out in the display case. And, it's kind of like mining for gold. You occasionally get some really nice stuff that way.
Yeah, I remember it from last time I was here a few years ago. It was incredible.
Yeah, he is good at what he does, and we are
Yes.
super happy to have him as a sponsor.
Tony, you have a new fan in the UK. So across the pond, there is Michael. Is that what it says? Mitchell or Michael?
Michael Parsley.
Michael Parsley Lyon or Leon?
Or Leon.
Listening and loving your trippy music.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you. That
And
makes me feel good.
I
Hi,
suspect that Michael is listening with our friend Gabriella LaFoley.
Who needs to join us on the air next Friday?
Really should. We have snacks.
We have chocolate.
Michael. And bourbon.
Basically, everything you need in life to survive.
Right.
We really do.
But thankfully, not the chocolate.
So everybody,
I need
Chocolate,
to
not
survive.
chocolate bourbon. That was
Tony.
Not chocolate bourbon.
That
yes.
was a bummer last
Yes.
time.
Yes, I
Oh,
agree.
live and learn, right?
Yep.
But I still think poured over vanilla ice cream, it might have been interesting.
Oh, that's what the owner told me. I was clearly just drinking it wrong, so I
Okay,
need to
well-
find the right way.
Okay, well, it should have come with a disclaimer saying.
Or a pint of ice cream. Sort
Right.
of
Yeah.
a paired deal.
Yeah.
I find that in life these days you need to include more disclaimers,
And more ice
or else you
cream.
get in trouble.
I like Kirk's idea of just generally more ice cream.
Yeah. Well, everybody are here with Tony Lowe enjoying the preview of his upcoming 6-song EP, Really Real. And Tony, I guess, have we done 4 songs from that
We've
so
done
far?
4 songs, and would you like to hear another?
Whatever you'd like to
All
play.
right. This is called Rapture on the Number 7. And this is from, as you probably remember, I'm from New York, and I
Oh,
lived
yeah.
in New York City for many years. And the train that I used to take from Queens every day was the number 7. And one day, many years ago, I was taking the train into work, and there was this woman sitting across from me who looked like she was going through some sort of stages of like rapture, like religious rapture. She had a smile on her face, and her eyes were closed, and her body would just start shaking uncontrollably for a few seconds, and then she'd stop, smile on her face, decently dressed. I mean, and I'm just looking at her, and then she would start shaking again. I'm thinking it's like almost like she's having a religious experience, and I didn't write a song back then, but it stuck in my head as most good stories do for years and years, and it marinates. And lo and behold, many years later, I write a song about it. So this is a song I wrote a couple years ago called Rapture on the Number 7 about that experience. So this is about that woman, and it's probably, I guess it's coming from her. It's from her perspective. It's a religious experience. I hear a voice. I hear it calling me. Calls out my name. won't ever let me be. I can't escape, don't even want to. Don't wear no cape, praying to rendezvous. In my mind, I'm flying to places unknown. It's so fun to find I won't be alone. It seizes me, can happen anywhere, on a moving train, a speeding love affair. In my mind, I'm flying to places unknown. Oh, it's so fun to find I won't be alone. So let them stare, I can't see anyone. It's everywhere, expressed to heaven. And in my mind, I'm flying to places unknown. It's so fun to find I won't be alone. I hear a voice, I hear it calling me.
Tony Lowe, live here on WHUP's Pass the Hat. And if you're listening now, you could be watching as well, because we are live streaming. You can find the live stream at all of your favorite live streaming services at WHUP Pass the Hat, at WHUP Pass the Hat, and your favorite live streaming services are Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And you can go out to Facebook and YouTube and find all of the previous live streams we had going back many years, all kinds of great stuff out there.
And in addition to that, all of our shows here at WHUP, not just Pass the Hat, but all of our, I think there might be 50 different wonderful shows
Yes.
are archived by our terrific IT staff. Just go on WHUPFM.org, click shows, scroll down, and you will find a treasure trove of music and talk and insight and all sorts of great stuff.
Just an amazing archive. Get out there and do it.
If that really is true, that you really can't go anywhere like Google or Spotify or any of those services and type in North Carolina local music and get something that is discernible. You can go to this archive and find
Yes.
the people who live here who make music.
And it's a huge and disparate archive. It's unprecedented.
It is. That's good stuff.
And Tony Lowe was a part of it.
Tony, if you would be so kind as to give us a little bit of insight on your songwriting process. You have shared with us a little bit about, some very personal things, stimuli that, prompted
Yeah.
songs and things like that. But walk us through it. Do these great songs happen in any singular way, or could be walking down the street or doing just about anything?
Well, a lot of times, and this has been happening lately, I get these I hear these things in my mind, and like guitar, like these, just a series of chords, and and then it's like I'll play that, and if I'm really lucky, the words, after I get the chords down, words will kind of come in, and it might just be a short phrase, like just a chorus. Sometimes the chorus is there. Sometimes I'm kind of stuck on a little island because I got this great music that could be a great song, but the words are just like they just ain't coming. And sometimes the words will come into my head, and that's like, wow, what a cool phrase, and then I got to figure out a chord progression that goes with it. Sometimes they all come together, sometimes not. For the songs that are on my EP, Really Real, a lot of them were written during the pandemic, which I found to be a very fertile time for me to write songs. And I heard that a lot of people could not write songs during that.
We found that as well.
Yeah. And I may have heard that here when I was here
You did.
3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I wrote about a dozen songs during the pandemic, and I don't know, I guess I just had a lot of time on my hands. Since then, I have to confess, in the last year and a half, I've completed 2 songs. One of them was Garden of Shambles. Another one was another song that didn't make the EP.
Well, we've heard from others when they're in the midst of a recording process and trying to produce material, sometimes that's got to take your creative focus, and really isn't anything left to write new material. So
yeah, that's true. I've been working pretty hard on the EP, for the last year or so. So yeah, maybe you're right, Kirk. Maybe I just haven't had as much juice to put into songwriting, but I'm going to really try to put some, because I got some really great ideas for songs, but I just need to get lyrics for them.
Well, I am by no means a musician or a songwriter or anything like that, but I do make lots of things. I have lots of projects, lots of artistic kind of stuff, and the guaranteed way for new inspiration to hit me to start a new project is to get 80% done on the previous project. So you're about 80% of the way done on this new CD. You're just going to you got the final stuff to do, and then they had to
printed. It's done. It's being printed up.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is the inspiration is to start just flooding into you now.
It's not flooding, but it's. I plan to, put a lot more time this year into writing some new songs, because it's just time. I now come to the last song of the EP, which is called Sapien, and which was originally called We're So Sapien, but then I just changed it to Sapien. I spelled it wrong too. My Doug, my producer in Winston, said hey, it's not spelled A-N, it's spelled E-N. I was like, oops. So it's S-A-P-I-E-N, and it's just pretty much about the state of modern man. And it's got memories in it of lots of things. Billboard signs I used to see in Grand Central Station in New York City, and it all came together in this very evocative song, which actually had a lot of meaning to it. And this is actually the last song on the EP. Would you like to hear it?
We would love to hear it.
Okay, this is called Sapien. From the first time they saw you, you were easy to find. You let them adore you, always on their mind. Now you no longer matter, you can go on your way. Was it all that you hoped for? Was your purpose betrayed? Saw your face on the poster. You had wealth and power. The world belonged to you then. Why did it all go sour? Now you no longer matter. You can go on your way. Was it all that you hoped for? Was your purpose betrayed? And why should you be troubled after your fall from grace? Can you climb through the rubble and try to find a new place? Someone to trust your face. Now you went missing in action, vanished into the night. You never saw it coming. Somebody turned out the light. Now you no longer matter. You can go on your way. Was it all that you hoped for? Was your purpose betrayed?
More Tony Lowe live here in the studio, and the live stream says that maple has nice mids.
Thank you. Thank you.
It really is. It is a great sounding guitar.
Thank you. I think it is too. I love it. This was actually my main guitar for
Right.
a while, and I think this year I'm just going to use it on open tunings. I used to use it on standard tunings. But did you like that last song? Because that's got a lot of meaning in it. And I think when I send you the CD and you hear and there's a lot of great orchestration on that.
Oh yeah, we cannot wait to hear
Yeah,
these the fully orchestrated
Yeah.
songs coming out of the
Yeah,
studio.
and I hope, when you listen to it, and I hope you'll remember. Well, you'll have it recorded, obviously.
Yeah.
If you compare just the guitar to the orchestrated songs, I hope at least you'll be somewhat impressed. I am.
So you're playing piano on this record as well, you said?
There's a lot of piano. Doug plays piano. My friend Nick Stubblefield, who's worked with me for years, is a great piano player. He plays on it too. He plays I think he plays the piano solo on Garden of Shambles. There's a lot of there's a lot of just really cool sounds on it. And when you get the CD, hopefully in a few weeks, I think it'll blow your minds. Like I said, it's a very sort of like a Baroque pop, trippy music. It really is. It's
I'm here
probably
for this.
Probably the trippiest thing I've ever put out.
So if you buy the actual CD, does a little thing of chemicals
You get mushrooms with it?
come with it?
Oh wait, yeah, wait till you see the cover. There's just to give you a hint. There's a lava lamp on the front with
There you go.
an optical illusion with my hand, and it looks like my thumb is coming out in the lava lamp. It looks like a big red thumb, but it's actually the lava in the lava lamp. It's really cool.
Nice.
Yeah, and the artwork is really good. So it's just a two-sided. It's like a sleeve.
But it sounds like you've had a whole lot of fun from not just writing the songs and performing on them, but all the way through this whole artistic endeavor of creating
Yeah.
the artwork and
Well, Doug-
orchestrating and everything.
Absolutely. Well, Doug's got a great studio, and he's a great musician, so he was able to add a lot to my songs to enhance them.
So we've talked a little bit about where you're playing next. We got Scuppernong.
Scuppernong
tomorrow.
Books on Sunday at 4
Sunday,
o'clock
yeah.
with two other singer-songwriters.
And then the album release at Common Grounds,
Common
on
Grounds.
Elam.
March 9th.
March 9th, yeah.
And then will there be because you've got the school year to finish out, but will there be a summer tour to accompany
Yeah, other
the
places
EP?
people
yeah.
can come and see you and give you money for your music.
Yes, lots of money for my albums. Hopefully, yeah. There should be a couple of gigs. I'll probably be playing at Dunleith Porch Fest in Greensboro.
Oh, that is
Okay.
a great event.
That's a good one. That's a great event. Little too hot for me, but it's just it's so hot here in June. I'm from New York, as you know, and June, early June in New York is not as hot as it is down here. It's like so I'm still, the humidity is not that fun for me to play out in outside, but
I've got to hand it to all of our local singer-songwriters whose bread and butter oftentimes are these outdoor festivals,
When it's 100
outdoor
degrees
gigs.
outside.
And I'll tell you what the toughest one is farmers markets. Like John Stevens is a good example. That dude plays all the farmers markets all the time. And I got to hand it. He's also from New York,
And they tip
upstate
him
New
in
York.
vegetables.
Yeah, and they give him vegetables. And although I will say he is a favorite of the nice little old ladies.
Mm-hmm.
They just think he's such a handsome, nice young man.
Well, he is.
Kind of is.
Kind of.
Tony,
yeah, the nice little old ladies don't like me.
They will. You play those songs
think
out,
I'm
they'll
too
be
weird.
shimmying their little.
They think I'm too weird. Did you like Rapture on the number 7? Remember that with the subway? I played a few
Yes,
minutes ago?
yes. The
Yeah.
woman who was on mushrooms on the subway.
I
Right.
liked it, and it filled me with questions. So it's so interesting how people's perspectives are different because I am not terribly spiritual, and I don't really read that into
Yeah.
stuff that's happening. I always think, oh my God, call 911. I thought
It's a
that's a
medical
medical
situation.
issue.
But
No,
it could be a rapturous religious thing as well.
And that's so far outside of where I think. So I love hearing that perspective.
Right.
It seems a lot more compassionate
Well,
than what I do.
maybe
Somehow
she
I-
just had a bratwurst and was.
Yeah, like bad food.
Or really good food.
She was tripping out on something. But anyway, the reason I brought up Rapture on the number 7 is that song got me banned from playing at winery ever again. Somehow
Why?
I snuck into play at a winery. I won't say which one. And I had a few gigs there, and one day the owner was actually there to hear me play, and she did not like my music. She was an older woman, and I played Rapture on the number 7, and afterwards she came up and said, like, can you turn that down a little bit? And I just said, oh, that's the kiss of death right
Yeah.
there. And I had a couple of gigs there canceled here after that gig. So I'm thinking, I love Rapture on the number 7 now even more because it got me banned from this vineyard.
Absolutely.
I mean, she sells wine, so
Yeah, I know, but I guess
the problem.
she couldn't relate to my music. I mean, listen, the advertising slogan for Tony Lowe is, Tony Lowe, his music's not for everyone, but then it doesn't try to be.
okay.
So,
a good tagline.
If you dig it, you dig
Fair.
it. Well, that's not original. That's a copy from an old cigarette ad.
Well, Tony, I think we've got time for you to play one more song.
Can you play
One
more
more,
song?
okay. Let me see. What should I do?
You can make some up. We like
No wagon
improv.
wheel.
Well, do you want me to play? I mean, some of the folks listening might be thinking like, well, this stuff is a little too trippy
Esoteric.
and esoteric for me. But I have a song.
We're following
I'll get
along
the
just fine.
B55 again. I have a song, one of my hits, and this is about as Americana. Americana is the big thing these days.
All right.
And this is, doesn't that sound nice? This is called Eternal Dawn. This is from one of my older albums. I probably played it on this show before. And this is about as Americana as Tony Lowe gets. And this is called Eternal Dawn. And it's a nice song. Everybody, no matter what style of music they're into, they just turn their heads and say, wow, I like this song. So anyway, this will be my last, I guess. Lonesome robot tankers sail deserted seas tonight. Travel through the darkness of a long enduring night, searching to find a safe harbor from the night. Suddenly a star shines brightly, reflecting on the sea before me. A beacon reaching no one reaches out so silently. Searching to find a safe harbor from the night. All my friends are coming with me. Crowd the lawn, eternal dawn, as we walk through the wasteland and ignore reality. Searching to find a safe harbor for the night. Defies all understanding, adrift but never landing, and those lonesome tankers sail deserted seas tonight. Through the night, through the night, through the night, through the night, sail those lonely seas tonight.
Tony Lowe here live in the studio singing about my two favorite things in the world, walking through the wasteland and ignoring reality.
Right.
Oh, why was
Which
what?
just seems to be what we do a lot of these days in this country.
Amen, brother. So we have reached just about the end of our live stream session. We're going to play music from Tony's playlist, which we don't have yet. Tony, throw that first CD over to us so we can get it queued up.
All right. Let
And
me get up there.
and wave goodbye to the live stream. Bye, live stream. Well
Bye, folks.
done. We're going to end the live stream, folks. You don't have to stop listening. You can go to WHUPFM.org and hear the last half hour of the show, which is going to be Tony's playlist with his intros and outros, and it's going to be a big fun time.
All right, I have a CD in my hand.